Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. There, seen this story for a couple days now, and it's day 4 of a search for a missing woman, an elementary school teacher, Kristin Westra, in Maine, near Portland, in Cumberland County, somewhere which is Portland is part of Cumberland County. This is the woman there, Kristin Westra. She's been missing for 4 days. She went missing Sunday evening, and it's so odd, much of it. And her husband is here giving an interview to NBC News. I'll play just a portion of that. It's really long. I just listened to the whole thing. It's like 14-15 minutes long, and it's just him and one other reporter speaking outside of his own home. So and I think this was as of this morning, like around 11 o'clock or so this morning. There was credible information, supposedly, that she had been there was a sighting of her, Wednesday evening. So last evening, and they were following up on that tip, which was supposedly a credible sighting, and it was sounding promising, according to the reports, but it didn't pan out. And so it's sort of they're back to searching around. I think a 1 mile radius around the home, and where it's very, very thick, dense woods. So here's Cumberland County right there, and there's Portland. It's in Maine. But the circumstances surrounding her disappearance are so supposedly she's been suffering from some anxiety recently, due to stress. I think part of the source of the stress is the fact that they're undergoing some renovations in the house, which is interesting. That just occurred to me right now, just moments before making this video. I've spoken about this before, about renovations of older homes that were built, with various materials, where the composition of those materials, whether it's asbestos, lead, other things that are just highly toxic in nature, and the effects of that, particularly if you're living in the home, But I mean, that just occurred to me right now. So supposedly she'd been suffering from anxiety. They had a nurse come over to the home the day before she went missing. She went missing later that evening, and according to her husband and his daughter too, they sat in the other room while she met with a nurse practitioner, over her anxiety. And after meeting with her, it was basically established that she was okay and she wasn't a threat to herself. Essentially, it says Kristin met with. So her husband is an oncology nurse practitioner himself for, I'm not sure where, but it says the husband, who works as a pediatric oncology nurse, said he then contacted a friend who works as a licensed clinical nurse practitioner, who saw his wife later that afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Kristin met with her while my daughter and I were in the next room to her playing cards, Westra said, the husband said. And then after that, they left, and there was a safety assessment, and Kristin was not at risk for any harm to herself or anybody else. Jay Westra said his wife planned to get some additional blood tests conducted the following day before they returned to their North Yarmouth home. She later went for a run as her husband went to the grocery store with their daughter, but they all returned home for dinner together, and they all went to bed. And he said around 3:30 in the night, 3:30 in the morning, after so early morning hours, 3:30 in the morning, he woke up, noticed she wasn't in bed. He just assumed that she went to another room to sleep, by herself, because she has been having restless nights and has been struggling sleeping, and that's according to her own brother as well. So, but then he woke in the morning. It tells right here, and then he gets up, took a shower, and as he's walking by the room where he would be expecting her to be, he saw she wasn't in there, and so that's where he begins to worry and panic. And it says that. But let me back up a bit. She told me she felt better, Westra said, recalling his wife's comment to him before going to bed. We had a plan, and Kristin is a person who, when she has a plan, she sticks to the plan and she follows through, and she does things very well every time. He said his wife was restless while sleeping that night, and he noticed her missing from their bed around 3:30 a.m. Monday, but assumed she had just left to sleep in another room. And then after my shower, I walked by the room, did not see her, panicked slightly about that, checked on my daughter, and then went to the garage where we have a small kitchen set up while we're doing renovations, he said. She wasn't there. I started to really worry. Kristin Westra had vanished without a trace, he said, leaving her keys, purse, phone, and car behind. Jay Westra said he searched for his wife around several places where she frequently ran before stopping at a park where he asked the sheriff's deputy for help. The sheriff's office has been working hard since then, and they are still working hard. It said that they had a Cumberland County Sheriff Corporal Scott Stewart told the Portland Press-Herald, which is actually what I was reading from earlier today, which is this right here, that search teams were following up on credible new information regarding a possible sighting of Westra late Wednesday. I don't want to get into specifics, but it is credible information, and we have resources geared in that direction. But that's that's already been pursued, and it did not pan out according to this NBC report, which has been updated as of 7 p.m. tonight, Thursday, and I think it says it right there. The possible sighting of 47-year-old Kristin Westra was checked out, said Scott Stewart of Cumberland County Sheriff's Department, but authorities said the tip did not pan out. They remain encouraged that leads would continue to come in. They were still moving forward with cautious optimism, continuing a 1-mile search around Westra's home on Lufkin Road in North Yarmouth. And this is him interviewing with NBC News for a 15-minute interview. And I watched the entire thing. And my sense was that I don't know. He describes the morning of, like, and the garage door was slightly cracked. I'll just play a portion of it.
Can you tell me, when your wife left the home, what do you think she may have been wearing? Which I read that she may have worn flip-flops, and that may have been all she was in. And were there any signs of any kind of concerns about someone trying to enter the home, or any signs that she may have left in obviously in a normal way, being forced to leave or anything like that?
Because of the construction, our sort of normal routine has been disrupted. I don't have a good idea of what she was wearing when she left. My thoughts are guesses and just surmising from what I see that's left. I truly don't know if she had a third pair of running shoes, which she very well may have. So it's either a pair of running shoes or a pair of flip-flops that are not here. I don't know what she's wearing. I know that the raincoat she usually wears was in her car. The only thing that was unusual was the garage door, the back entrance was slightly open, about 3 inches. And truthfully, that's something that the latch catches every once in a while, and the door doesn't go all the way shut. So that may be a way she left the building. Our front door is noisier, and she may have left the back door not trying to wake anybody up. She's a thoughtful person, and if we were asleep, she would not want to wake us up. The question of having somebody take her from the house. She is a strong, powerful person, and I would have heard something. I can't imagine a scenario where somebody would be able to take her from the house without noise and without a fight.
How fearful are you that there is foul play involved?
Like I told my daughter, and
All right, it's it's a 15-minute interview, and it's hard for me to pick out different parts. In other portions of the interview, he's visibly shaken, obviously, and and he's asked, did you have anything to do with this? They always ask that, and in a delicate way, and so because it's just always what people suspect, and I don't know. I didn't pick it up from the interview. It seemed as though I don't know. It's really strange, but I wouldn't be. I don't know the fact that they're undergoing renovations in that home. If you follow my channel and you've heard me talk about that before, wouldn't be surprised to me if that triggered something. Some kind of reaction that's causing anxiety to some of the toxins that are in the home. I mean, that's just what I think. But I don't know. It's really, we're at day 4 now. But if she had left the home and just, who knows? Who knows? Nobody hit her head somewhere, and I don't know. I don't know. It's very strange. So, but I've been watching it for a couple days now, and I saw this earlier today, and I didn't have time while I was working, but I saw that there was a credible tip, that she had been stopped. And normally, authorities, when you read that, I was expecting to get home and look into it and find and read that she had been found, but it didn't pan out. So that's the story there for now. And as soon as there's something else, I'll make another video. Alright, well, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I will see you in the next video. Later, man.